realistically speaking, I think a lot of people are hoping that the main change will be in the parliamentary elections rather than the presidential elections. I think the real question with the presidential elections is whether this would go to the second round or not. The opposition don't expect to win in the first round. That's pretty sure. The strategy is to be able to push it to the second round, and the government, Erdogan, wants to finish this off with the first round. That will be the crucial aspect, and whether Erdogan can pass sort of 50% benchmark in the first round or not, and to what extent this will be accepted by the opposition. But the primary thing, I think, primary hope for the opposition is in the parliamentary elections, and that they will manage to control or at least not allow the coalition between AKP and MHP to have the majority in the parliament. That could create, and that would be seen as a good victory for the opposition if they can manage to take control of the parliament. Because now we're transitioning into a system in which Turkey did not have before, and we don't really know the practicalities of that particular system. However, when we have a parliament that is controlled by the opposition and a presidential system, which is the president is from the other party, that could lead to further tensions.
If we speak about the public mood, so is Erdogan is getting stronger? Does he feel stronger after everything which had happened within the last couple of years, or vice versa? This election shows that there is more balance in power coming back to Turkey.
I don't think he feels stronger. There are signs actually that would suggest that he actually feels weaker, or at least sort of the sense emanating from the public that he's no longer seen as invincible. I think that is a primary thing, and that's what gives hope to the opposition. The mood was when I talk with people back home is one of hope, that there is now, we could this is our chance to make a difference. He's no longer invincible. This is no longer a foregone conclusion that he would win. That enthusiasm among the people, from very young to the very old, you can see that everyone, and this is regardless of the party actually. I mean, the pro-government, pro-Erdogan supporters are also very much enthusiastic about the election. They think this is also their chance, that they need to go to the polls, that they need to to protect their leader as well. Erdogan, I don't think he feels very comfortable, and that's also quite clear from the governmental circles, with a lot of them trying to consolidate their own base, trying to come up with this. This would happen if we lose. We cannot let we cannot lose this election. We cannot let this go. So you should go vote. You should not let your dissatisfaction with particular party leaders or candidates prevent you from voting for Erdogan, or preventing you from AKP. So there is.
If we speak about the position, and in particular the candidacy of Muharrem İnce, so what kind of person he is?
His style very clearly aims at making sure that as much as the regular CHP voters, the urban secular middle classes voting for CHP, goes to the polls and vote for İnce, and make sure that everyone else is going and voting, and this goes to the second round. And then he probably would go on to reach out to the Kurds. He's already started doing that, and others are trying to hope and to bring the rest of the country that is not behind Erdogan under his umbrella. But he is, in that sense, playing in a very populist way. But as a campaigning strategy, that was very clearly based on making sure that the base stays where it is, unlike some sort of neutral candidate or a bureaucratic candidate that might be agreed upon by the coalition members in the opposition. And in that sense, it was a very smart choice. He was generally seen as sort of the representative of the more Kemalist groups within the public, but his current sort of political base and his current political arguments and campaign rests on very squarely, actually, on sort of the middle class, urban, secular concerns. He represents that particular group very clearly and trying to reach out to others. He's coming from a poor family, a family of peasants. He worked through he was a teacher. He was a physics teacher for like 15 years, etc. But he is, in that sense, an epitome, a sort of a good representative of that urban middle classes that rise through the state education, that feels a connection to the Turkish state, but they're very secular, they're very urbanized, and they're very modernist. So he is, in a way, a representative of that class. And he turns out to be a very good orator, someone who can actually talk in a very similar way that Erdogan talks to his base. He knows how to touch upon the sort of the emotional strings, and he is not afraid of confrontation. In that sense, I think he might, in a way, turn out to be the proper opposition leader that might eventually, later on, challenge Erdogan.